Genetic DNA testing is a multi-million-dollar industry. The quest to know who you are and where you come from has people across the globe taking these tests. 8 on Your Side's Rod Carter is among them, and he joins us with more on DNA secrets. I'm fascinated by this.
Yeah, you know, I started this journey a long time ago, taking a test with AfricanAncestry.com to find out where my family originated from beyond the bounds of slavery. Well, I've taken that to a whole nother level. I've taken 5 of these tests. Now, I know that sounds a bit extreme, but each test can actually provide necessary info and really kind of some confirmations for you in your quest to trace your roots.
DNA is all the rage, so much so it's a day of its own, National DNA Day, which is April 25th. It's a booming business. In 2016, Ancestry.com alone sold about 1,300 kits per day, including one to me. I took an ancestry test earlier this year to compare the results to one I took with African Ancestry several years ago. And those results are in, confirming my Cameroonian roots. But there's more. Nigeria, Ghana, number of other countries in Africa. The Ancestry test looked at both the maternal and paternal lines. African Ancestry was only my mother's line.
It looks like what I think I would expect for you.
I took my results to genealogy expert Drew Smith for some perspective.
You would expect to see probably a lot of different areas in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, where your ancestors would have been from. I don't know if that was any of that was surprising to you, just the variety of areas, countries.
So what ultimately shakes out of your family tree, what your DNA story reveals about you, can actually vary from test to test. In the Ancestry test, a lot of low confidence regions started popping up. Things like Ireland, Scotland, Western Europe, Eastern Europe, even Great Britain. But how much stock do you put in those smaller numbers?
And at that level, at the 1%, I personally don't take them very seriously. They could be purely coincidental. Sometimes we use the word noise, but we mean that they are such small values that what you could be seeing is simply a coincidental match between your DNA and something related to that particular geographic area.
So that tells me he's very likely one of your ancestors as well.
I also talked to nationally known genealogist CeCe Moore from the DNA Detectives and shows like the PBS special, Finding Your Roots. People are looking to see where in the world they come from.
And that's also the thing about the ethnicity estimates. They market those really hard because that's what the public seems to be most interested in. But it's a shame because that's actually the least confident part of the science.
She and Drew both suggest working DNA and traditional research in tandem. But when or should you hire someone to help you?
Before you hire somebody, you can engage in the community, and it's such a strong community for volunteerism. There are so many people helping each other.
And take several different tests from different companies and compare those results. That's exactly what I did. So my thirst for history continues.
You know, that's neat because I get to see people's data across 3 or 4 different companies. And it's fun working on people who come from totally different parts of the world. You learn so much working on other people's DNA, too.
So I received the results from 2 of the 3 additional tests I took, and those are 23andMe and Family Tree. The results in those tests really are almost identical to the other tests, the Ancestry test. So now I continue to build my family tree and begin the other part of this, which is looking for cousins, you know, 3rd, 4th, that whole family search part. So
it's so interesting, though, and it's helpful that the results are confirming one another,
right,
because then you know you're on the right track.
You're not questioning it. Yeah, exactly.
Was there anything that stood out to you?
There was a lot that stood out to me, I will tell you, and I'll show it to you. In this test, it shows that I'm 0.1% Southeast Asian.
Okay.
That shocked me, but more so 1.1% unassigned. So I don't know what I am. Exactly. I don't know what that means.
So those low confidence areas, the noise.
Exactly.
Whether it's real or not. I always knew you were noisy. Rod, thank you very much. Learn more about DNA testing results and research on WFLA.com and social media. We've posted Rod's complete interview with world-renowned DNA guru, genetic genealogist CeCe Moore.